Most people don't destroy their lives in one dramatic moment. It happens quietly. A few minutes wasted scrolling before bed. Another morning waking up already exhausted. Another year saying, "I'll start when things calm down." And one day, without realizing it, they wake up feeling disconnected from themselves, trapped inside routines they never consciously chose. That's the real danger of modern life. Not failure. Not pain. Not even stress. But unconscious living. Because the world today profits from your distraction. It rewards emotional reactions. It monetizes insecurity. It trains people to seek comfort instead of strength. And the frightening part is, most people never notice it happening. They think they're making choices. But their habits were chosen for them. Their attention was rented out. Their emotions manipulated. Their time fragmented into thousands of tiny distractions. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." 2,000 years later, that sentence feels less like philosophy, and more like a warning. Because if you lose control of your thoughts, eventually you lose control of your life. In this video, we're not talking about fake productivity hacks or motivational nonsense designed to make you feel inspired for 10 minutes before going back to the same destructive patterns. We're talking about the deeper things. The quiet disciplines that slowly rebuild a person from the inside. The habits that make you harder to manipulate. Harder to break. Harder to control. And near the end of this video, I'm going to share the one mistake most people make when trying to improve themselves, a mistake that actually keeps them emotionally weak no matter how disciplined they appear on the outside. Because self-improvement without self-awareness can become another prison. So if you've been feeling mentally exhausted, emotionally scattered, disconnected from yourself, this might be the video you needed. Let's begin. 1. Control your mind before someone else does. Most people think mindset is about positive thinking. It's not. Mindset is about ownership. Who controls your inner world? You, or everything around you? Think about the average person's day. They wake up and immediately absorb other people's opinions. News. Notifications. Arguments. Politics. Fear. Outrage. Before their feet even touch the floor, their nervous system already belongs to the outside world. And then they wonder why they feel anxious all the time. Stoicism teaches something brutally simple. You cannot control external events. But you can control your response to them. That sounds simple until life humiliates you. Until someone betrays you. Until you lose money. Until people misunderstand you. That's when philosophy stops being aesthetic and becomes survival. I remember talking to a man in his 40s who looked successful from the outside. Nice house. Good career. Respectable image. But privately, he admitted something painful. He said, "I don't even know what I actually think anymore. My entire life became reacting to everyone else." That's modern society in one sentence. Most people aren't living intentionally. They're reacting endlessly. Reaction is weakness. The algorithm reacts. The crowd reacts. Emotion reacts. But powerful people think first. Every day, you must train your mind to pause before reacting. Not because you want to become emotionless, but because emotional people are easy to manipulate. That's why outrage spreads faster than wisdom. Fear spreads faster than truth. And distraction spreads faster than discipline. A calm mind threatens systems built on emotional chaos. And that's exactly why protecting your mind has become one of the most important daily disciplines in modern life. 2. Discipline is self-respect in action. Motivation is dangerous because it lies to people. It convinces them that growth should feel exciting all the time. But real growth is usually repetitive, quiet, boring, uncomfortable. Most people quit not because the goal is impossible, but because the process stopped entertaining them. That's why discipline matters. Discipline is the ability to continue after emotions leave the room. There's a reason highly disciplined people often appear calmer than everyone else. Because discipline reduces chaos. When you know you'll do what must be done regardless of mood, life becomes less emotionally exhausting. You stop negotiating with yourself constantly. You stop saying, "I'll start tomorrow. I'm not feeling it today. I just need motivation." No. You simply do the work. Modern culture hates this idea because discipline cannot be sold as easily as dopamine. Discipline doesn't give instant gratification. It gives delayed transformation. And most people are addicted to immediacy. They want confidence without discomfort. Results without repetition. Strength without sacrifice. But life doesn't work that way. One of the strangest things about adulthood is realizing how many people are controlled by temporary emotions. They sabotage relationships because of pride. They waste money because of impulse. They destroy opportunities because they couldn't tolerate discomfort for a little longer. Stoicism teaches endurance. Not loud endurance. Quiet endurance. The kind where nobody claps for you. You wake up tired and still move forward. You feel uncertain and still show up. You feel emotionally heavy and still remain composed. That's strength. Not performance. Not aesthetics. Consistency. 3. Your body carries your mind. People underestimate how much physical exhaustion affects emotional suffering. Lack of sleep becomes irritability. Poor diet becomes brain fog. No movement becomes anxiety. Then people think they have a life problem, when sometimes they simply have a neglected body. The body and mind are not separate wars. They're connected systems. Ancient Stoics understood this long before neuroscience existed. A weak body often creates a restless mind. And modern society quietly encourages physical decay. Convenience everywhere. Movement nowhere. Food engineered for addiction. Screens replacing sunlight. People spending more time staring at life than actually living it. There's something deeply unsettling about realizing many people today are mentally overwhelmed not because life became impossible, but because their nervous system never gets silence. No sunlight. No stillness. No physical release. Just endless stimulation. You don't need perfection. You don't need to become obsessed with optimization. But you do need rituals that reconnect you with yourself. Walk without your phone sometimes. Sleep properly. Lift weights. Stretch. Drink water. Eat food that actually came from the earth. Simple things. But simple things repeated daily become identity. And identity shapes destiny more than motivation ever will. 4. Focus has become a form of rebellion. Deep focus is rare now. That's why it's valuable. Most people can no longer sit alone with one task for even 30 minutes without reaching for stimulation. That should concern you. Because attention is life. Whatever controls your attention eventually controls your direction. Cal Newport called this deep work. The ability to focus without distraction in a world designed to interrupt you. But this problem is deeper than productivity. Distraction has become emotional avoidance. People scroll because silence forces self-confrontation. When the room becomes quiet, unresolved emotions become louder. So people stay distracted. Not because they're lazy. Because distraction numbs discomfort. But numbness also numbs clarity. This is why some people stay busy for years without truly changing. They never spend enough uninterrupted time thinking deeply about their own lives. And without reflection, people drift. One notification at a time. One distraction at a time. 1 year at a time. There's a terrifying line from Seneca. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful. Modern life normalized fragmented attention. But fragmented attention creates fragmented identity. You become scattered internally. And scattered people are easier to influence. That's why learning to focus deeply every day is no longer just productivity advice. It's psychological self-defense. 5. Learn constantly, or slowly become obsolete. A dangerous thing happens when people stop learning. Their world becomes smaller. They become rigid. Emotionally defensive. Threatened by change. You see it everywhere. People repeating opinions they never examined. Reacting emotionally to ideas they barely understand. Living inside mental loops created years ago. Lifelong learning isn't about becoming intellectually superior. It's about staying mentally alive. Warren Buffett reads for hours every day. Marcus Aurelius journaled constantly. Even great military strategists studied endlessly because they understood something important. A stagnant mind becomes predictable. And predictable people are controllable. That's one reason authoritarian systems throughout history feared thinkers. Because awareness creates independence. And independence threatens control. You don't need to read 50 books a year. But you should challenge your thinking regularly. Read something uncomfortable. Study perspectives you disagree with. Learn skills beyond your profession. Because the moment you think you already know enough, growth quietly dies. And many people don't realize they stopped growing until life forces change upon them. 6. Emotional control is modern power. The modern world rewards emotional exhibitionism. Everyone broadcasts feelings instantly. Anger online. Validation seeking. Public meltdowns. Performative outrage. But emotionally reactive people are incredibly easy to manipulate. If someone can control your emotions, they can control your decisions. That's why Stoicism remains powerful today. Not because it teaches suppression, but because it teaches mastery. Marcus Aurelius never said, "Feel nothing." He taught, "Do not become enslaved by emotion." There's a difference. Emotion is human. Emotional impulsiveness is dangerous. One uncontrolled moment can destroy trust built over years. And many adults quietly suffer because nobody taught them emotional regulation. They learned survival, not self-awareness. Some grew up in homes where anger was normal. Others learned silence. Others learned people-pleasing. Then adulthood amplified those patterns. This is why self-awareness matters. You cannot heal what you refuse to observe. One of the strongest people I ever met rarely raised his voice. Not because he was passive. Because he understood control. When people insulted him, he stayed calm. When others panicked, he stayed measured. That level of emotional discipline unsettles people. Because calmness exposes chaos. And chaotic people often resent emotionally grounded individuals. 7. The way you speak shapes your reality. Communication is not just words. It's energy, presence, clarity. Some people enter a room and instantly drain it. Others calm the atmosphere without trying. That difference matters. Many people destroy opportunities because they never learned how to communicate clearly. They over-explain, seek approval, talk emotionally instead of intentionally. And beneath all of it is usually fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of misunderstanding. Fear of not being valued. But powerful communication starts with internal security. When you no longer desperately need validation, your words become cleaner, more precise. You stop talking just to fill silence. And strangely enough, people start listening more carefully. There's also another uncomfortable truth. Most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to speak. That's why deep listening feels rare now. And rare qualities create influence. In business, relationships, leadership, people remember how you made them feel, not how much you talked. 8. Money is emotional. Most financial problems are emotional problems disguised as money problems. Impulse, status seeking, insecurity, escapism. Modern consumer culture survives by convincing people they are incomplete. Buy this. Upgrade that. Prove your worth externally. And people fall into invisible traps trying to maintain appearances for people who barely care about them. That's why many financially trapped people still look successful online. Image replaced peace. Stoicism teaches detachment from external validation. Not because money is bad, but because dependence is dangerous. Financial discipline creates freedom. Freedom to leave toxic environments. Freedom to think independently. Freedom to make decisions without desperation. And desperation changes people. It makes them tolerate disrespect, stay in unhealthy relationships, compromise values for survival. That's why understanding money matters. Not for luxury, for autonomy. 9. Protect your time ruthlessly. People say they value time. But watch how casually they surrender it. Hours scrolling. Conversations they don't enjoy. Commitments they secretly resent. Then suddenly they're older. And exhausted. One of the hardest truths about adulthood is realizing life is mostly habits repeated long enough to become identity. That's why intentional scheduling matters. Not robotic productivity. Intentional living. If you don't decide what matters, society will decide for you. And society rarely prioritizes peace. Busyness became status. Burnout became normal. Stillness became uncomfortable. But not everything deserves your energy. Really successful people understand the power of selective attention. They say no often. Not because they're cold. Because energy is finite. And every unnecessary distraction steals life force from something meaningful. 10. Reflection prevents self-destruction. Most people never pause long enough to examine themselves honestly. That's dangerous. Without reflection, patterns repeat endlessly. The same toxic relationships. The same emotional triggers. The same self-sabotage. Reflection interrupts unconscious living. That's why journaling matters. Silence matters. Solitude matters. Not because isolation is healthy forever, but because self-awareness requires space. There's a haunting realization many people face later in life. They spent years becoming successful, without becoming fulfilled. External achievement cannot replace internal alignment. And gratitude plays a role here too. Not fake positivity. Real gratitude. The kind that notices small moments before life takes them away. Because eventually, everyone learns the same painful truth. Nothing is permanent. Not youth. Not status. Not relationships. Not even time itself. And strangely enough, accepting that reality often makes people more peaceful. Not less. So here's the real question. What kind of person are you becoming through your daily habits? Because identity is not built through dramatic moments. It's built quietly. Daily thoughts. Daily choices. Daily reactions. Every day, modern society pulls your attention outward. Stoicism pulls it inward. One path creates noise. The other creates clarity. And clarity changes everything. If you work on your mind, discipline, health, focus, emotional control, communication, finances, and self-awareness consistently, your life won't just improve externally. You'll become internally harder to shake. And in a world designed to keep people emotionally reactive, distracted, insecure, and dependent, that might be one of the most rebellious things you can become. So before you leave this video, I want you to think honestly. Which one of these areas has been quietly damaging your life the most lately? Distraction? Emotional exhaustion? Lack of discipline? Fear? Overthinking? People-pleasing? Leave it in the comments. Not for validation, but because honesty is where transformation begins. And if this video resonated with you, subscribe to Silent Authority for more conversations about Stoicism, emotional control, modern society, and the psychology of inner strength. Because the calmer you become, the harder you are to control.